Hi there. Ho there. You there on the phone. I hope it's no inconvenience that I'm not at home. Or maybe I'm in my bedroom. Or maybe I'm in my bed. But you better leave a message. Unless, of course, you're dead. But if you're alive, I will get back to you. But that's only if I want to talk to you. Outgoing messages on your telephone answering device. I used to leave radical outgoing messages. Some of them were so radical that my friends got angry at me. And I would say things like, "What's the matter, man? Can't you take a joke?" Some of them, I would always try to be funny, you know? I never meant to make anybody angry. Always just trying to be funny. So, how the heck are you today? How the heck are you? How the heck am I? I'm doing pretty good. Walking my doggy, walking the dog. Come on, mister. Don't give me no bull crap. We're going. We're going for a couple minutes, son. At least 5 or 10 minutes in one direction. I forgot the leash. I forgot his leash. So I had to use one of my kayak tie downs. Gotcha. Bicycle guy coming. Thank you, sir. Hi. Bicycle people usually give you a warning that they're coming, especially if you're walking a dog. Maybe if you're by yourself, they'll wait to the last minute. But he gave me a little shout out. On your left, on your left. Yes, sirree. What is going on? I'm down here walking the doggy down the woods. Walking the doggy down the woods. Here comes a bicycle. Derek, yo, yo, yo. What's up, brother? I haven't been down here in a while. So I figured I'd come down here. It's been too hot lately. Man, I hear you guys. I checked your weather down there in Philly. I think I saw 92. That was about an hour ago. 92 in Philadelphia, folks. 92. Oh, goodness gracious. What? There's Roni. Roni the doggy. Feels like 102. Derek says, feels like 102. It is humid as all hell. That makes it feel pretty warm. Tomorrow's supposed to be cooler. Oh, geez, Derek. Big truck drove by yesterday and yanked out my cable. Yanked it right out. The wire was drooped across the road out front of the house. I told the guy, you hung it too low. And it's muggy down there. Derek says it's muggy down there. So the wire was hung too low, Derek, and the truck came by. And this is the wire to my router. Yanked it right off the side of the house. It even pulled it off the side connection of the house, but I was able to fix it. I figured out how to fix it. I got some old coax cable and took the end things off them and somehow rigged it up, and I got it working. And I climbed up on, I put a 6-foot ladder on top of inside my friend's pickup truck because I didn't have a ladder tall enough to reach up. So I put a 6-foot rickety old ladder inside the back of a pickup truck bed. And I stood on the top step of the ladder, dude. I'm too old to be doing this. But I was able to get my hand on a pretty fat cable, and then I felt safe. And I just wire tied the old coaxial cable onto that was an electric cable I grabbed on, but of course it was well insulated. So I wire tied the coaxial cable in several spots onto the electric service going into the house, and I fixed the problem. I was getting ready to call the cable company, but I said the hell of it. Just got out there and did it myself. Yeah, dude, I'm standing on the top step of a 6-foot ladder in the back of a pickup truck, holding on to an electric service going into my house, trying to wire tie. Can you believe this shit? If I didn't have the experience working for Fidelity, it never would have happened. But I figured I could do it, so I did it. And everything's perfect now. Well, everything's not quite perfect. Things will never be perfect. Yo, boss, what's up? What, were you on vacation? Haven't seen you in a while, my friend. People walking by, they wonder who I'm talking to right there. They probably think I'm some sort of nut. Yo, Bust. So Bust must have been on vacation because I haven't seen him in a couple days. So guess what, Bust? I remember where you told me you were from. You said you were from Maryland. Well, my friend came up to visit me who lives in Maryland, and I wanted to learn more about it because I know Maryland is like pretty big and it's funny shaped. And he told me that he lives on the east side. Is that right? Yeah, the east side. And he says just to get to where he lives, you just if there was a bridge, he told me, it would cut a drive down in really short order. But there's no bridge that crosses that ocean or bay. I don't know. It's like a creek, he said. Big creek. Can't even see from one side to the other. And so he lives on the east side, my friend told me. The east side, Maryland, in a town called Rock Hall. Him and I went kayaking last Saturday, and I uploaded several shorts. You should check them out and see what Richard's into with the whitewater kayaking. My favorite short that I uploaded, I think it was said, the title of that short was A Rapid Called Triple Drop. And that was about a few miles down the river. It was in a secluded area where like nobody could ever get to. Cool, he's going to check it out. Nobody could ever get to by foot. The only way you could get to that area is by either canoe, raft, or kayak. And I pulled over to the side of the river and I videotaped one guy. He was on a stand-up paddleboard. That seems like to be the new craze, stand-up paddleboard. And I videotaped these other people surfing these waves. The name of the rapid is called Triple Drop because it drops 3 times in about a couple hundred feet. And it's pretty narrow rapid, so a lot of water gushes through all at once. Pretty cool. That was my favorite video of the day. And then I shot one video from the cockpit of my boat right before I got out. I wanted to live stream the whole thing, but in that gorge there was just no reception. I especially wanted to live stream Lunch Rock. where everybody takes their break and gets out and has their lunch, but no service. So the best I could do was I uploaded several shorts. And I know I've been talking about it for the longest time, but I finally got to show anybody who's interested on what the river kind of looks like. So, yo, bust, yo, man. I'm lucking out over here because it's not that crazy hot. This is the only reason why I'm even out, is because it's not that crazy hot. And the sun just came out. It was cloudy, but I'm in the shade anyway, so I'm doing okay over here. But I was just talking to my friend Derek. He was there a couple minutes ago. I guess he had to go. My friend that lives in Philly, and he says if it's 100, says it feels like 102. But I checked the weather because I have family, 2 sisters that live in Philly. And it was only 92, but I bet with the humidity and all that, it's hotter than all heck. Yo. So, what else is going on, man? It feels good to get out. I seen your stale. You look like you had fun. Oh, yes. I'm going to be doing that. Whoops. Hopefully, I'll be doing that a lot this summer. That was my first time out this year. So I'm hoping I get to go out quite often over the course of this summer. And my friend, not that he's a chicken, but he doesn't have as much experience as I have. And he tends just to shoot through the rapids and get through by the skin of his teeth. He's happy if he just clears the rapids. Whereas when I go down the river, I pull over and play in certain spots. I'll surf waves and ferry and catch eddies and play in hydraulics. And so I'm not going to say babysit the guy because he's a good paddler, but I kind of had to babysit him. And he just had a hernia. He just had a hernia operation. I mean, this guy's full of excuses. Maybe he shouldn't have been paddling that day, but he just got his stitches out in the hernia operation, so he couldn't be dealing with any rough. He couldn't come out of his boat and go for a nasty swim, so it was best that he just got down the river without any taking any chances. So, but when I go down the river this weekend, I think I'm going to go this weekend. I'll be by myself and I'll upload a lot more videos and try to show everybody a lot more of the rapids, because I'll pull over in several spots and show everybody what's going on. Yeah, it's understandable, that guy, but we had a great time. He's always nice to me, this guy. He takes me out to dinner after we get done on the river, and he's real nice to my other half. He's real nice to her. He's very polite, and we always do something. It's always nice when he comes around because he's generous and he more or less takes care of us the whole time he's there. We only stays a couple days and then he goes home. He has family that's relatively close by my place. It's in central Pennsylvania. So he comes to see me for a couple days and then he goes to see his family in central Pennsylvania. So he kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone. You have a girlfriend, Stale Shady. Well, I've been married. I should know this by heart, Bust. I've been married, I think like 10 years, or maybe 12. I should know this. Thank God she doesn't watch my live streams or I'd be dead right now. But I've been married 10 years. I knew her ever since high school. It's a funny thing because I was riding my motorcycle one day and I didn't even know who I was beeping at. I just knew I was beeping at some pretty girl. And I pulled over and not even knowing, but she hopped on the back of my bike. And then after 5 minutes of talking, I realized who she was because I knew her ever since high school or whatever. And then ever since then, I memorized her phone number. And then when I got home, I dropped her off somewhere. I had to drop her off. It wasn't at her house. I dropped her off somewhere, and I kept repeating the phone number in my head so I wouldn't forget it. And then when I got home, I wrote the number down, and then I called her later that night, and the rest is history. Ever since then, we've been together, and we actually got married like 10 or 12 years. I should know this. I don't know the date or anything. That's a girl thing. Girls memorize all that stuff. And we had our local pastor marry us. I don't even think the guy's a real pastor, but he mimics one anyway. And they came over and they married us. But we did the city hall thing, so it's not like it's not real. It is real. I didn't know that you always talk about getting my heart broke. Yes. Yeah, I know who you're talking about too. Yeah. I always talk about getting my heart broke. Yes, that was my luck for my first few girlfriends. I had quite a few girlfriends, but a couple of them really broke my heart. I mean, took a couple years of my life away. I'm never going to let that happen again. And there was another one, and I was crazy about her, but she wasn't crazy about me. But we still dated a few years, you know. We still had fun. And then, but I never got her to like stay with me. Even though we dated, she would never stay at my house overnight or anything. It's just, whenever she can get out or had time, we went out and had fun. So I'm glad none of them even listen right now or even know that I live stream her. Not that I'm saying anything bad about them. I'd like to say something bad about that one, but I'm not going to. The one that landed that 6-figure job and split the day she landed the job. I kind of badmouth her a little bit. And I'll forgive my friend for running off with her, but I'm not sure if I could forgive her. But listen, that's all history anyways. So, and that's the truth. I mean, yay. My current wife, she knows I live stream, but I don't even think she watched one of them. Not even one of them. She plays on her Facebook and stuff. That's how she keeps busy. She hates it in the Poconos where I live. It's not very happy in the Poconos. There's not much for somebody that, how do I say this nicely, who cares more about her fingernails and keeping her hair perfect. There's not much for a female like that in the Poconos. But she's content. You know, I make her very comfortable. She's got her own room and her own TV set and her own air conditioner. And I let her pretty much do anything she wants. Pretty much. I can't let her do anything she wants. Or God, I don't know where I would be right now. Didn't know. Yeah. Didn't know, always getting your heart broke. Yeah, that's the same thing. So, what else is going on? I figured I'd let you know about that. Isn't that cool, man? I drove my motorcycle and pulled over and told her to hop on and remembered her phone number. So that's a cool story. So, I don't know, man. It's either been too hot or something or other. This is the first day I've been down this park area in a while. Me and the doggy, me and Ronnie. Oh, guess what, Bust? You missed this. You're gonna like this one. Curious Ronnie over there got sprayed by a skunk a couple nights ago. And I was live streaming, and some guy, Matt, he subscribed to my channel. He was there watching the whole thing. And I was talking about wildlife when it happened. Matt was asking me what the Poconos where I live was like, and I'm like, oh yeah, we got like a lot of deer running around, and we have black bear, and I'm telling him about wildlife. And long and behold, the dog runs after something that looked like a cat, chased it under like this big pipe thing. It was a pipe that goes underneath a road for the drainage, like the sewer drainage. And it turned out to be a skunk. And good old Roni got sprayed. I heard it. I heard the skunk spray him. And then he was rolling over. He was drooling. He's drooling real bad, and his eyes were watering. And then I asked some of my subscribers, what do I do? And they gave me advice. A couple of them told me to make up a baking soda and peroxide mixture. And I tried shampooing them with dog shampoo, but that just made it smell worse. But the peroxide and baking soda fixed that problem. The skunky skunk. So, good old Roni got sprayed by a skunk while live streaming. So, what else is going on? What else is going on? I was just dying to get out, man, and chat with everybody. I'm glad to hear from you again, my friend. Sometimes when I don't hear from my subscribers, I become slightly concerned because I just do. I'm a worrywart. And I worry sometimes that maybe something's not perfect. But I'm glad you guys are back, and I'm glad to be back on my normal routine, walking the animal down the woods, and just having fun. I don't know, anything else going on? I want to make more fireworks. I'm having fun doing that. My cable box, the truck came by and yanked my cable, my coaxial cable right out. There's a wire draped across the road. This happened just yesterday. And the wire's draped across the road, and a truck must have had its gate up, or like the dump thing up a little too high, and yanked the friggin' cable right out. The cable went across the road onto a telephone pole and down to my house, and the wire was anchored onto my house with like some sort of like eye screw thing. It yanked the thing right off the wall of my house and pulled my router across the living room floor. That's how I knew it happened. I'm sitting there watching TV, and I hear a truck in the background, and then I see my router slide across the living room floor. And then I look outside, and the truck, it almost broke the wire. It didn't, thank God. So I got a 6-foot rickety old ladder, threw it in the back of my friend's pickup truck, and was standing on the top rung of a rickety 6-foot ladder. You know what balls that took me to stand on the top rung of a 6-foot ladder, and the ladder was in the back of a pickup truck? If I didn't have experience doing wires and cables back in the day, I never would have done it. But I had to get it done, man. So it was a quick fix, thank God. I just got some wire ties and strung it all back up, and thank God. You know, and during that whole thing, I never lost my service. Still had the internet service and all that. So I guess I got lucky, if you can call that lucky. Oh, somebody's bicycle. There must be somebody. I'll show you what I mean. There must be somebody down. I'm back in the woods again. It's probably somebody down there. Left his bicycle. I forgot the dog leash, so I'm using a strap. One of my roof rack straps. Oh, there's my dog peeing. I usually have a retractable leash, but Space Cadet Richard forgot. And whoops. and I wasn't going to go back home to get it. So luckily I had one of these ladder rack straps, and I use that because Doggy over here lost his dog tag, and God forbid if he ever got away from me. Oh, everybody knows him, so. And also dogs are good at finding their way home, so it's all good. Do 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 do. No mosquitoes today, thank God. Let's take a walk over to the river, see what the river's doing. Duck under a tree. Ah. Yay, there's the river. I'll show you in a second. There it is. There's the river. And we're in the shade, just chilling. River must be low. I could tell that the river's low because I could see some exposed rocks. I'll take a walk down even though I'm in sandals. Oh, I see clothes. I bet you that person that belongs to the bicycle is down here. I see a backpack. See the backpack? That's probably the owner of the bicycle. Oh, he's over there fishing. It's okay, I'm sorry. I won't touch your stuff. Oh, geez. Where's it at? Okay. Oh, yeah, you're fine. Any bites today?
Yeah, I got 2 fish.
Oh, cool. What are you using for bait? That works. You digging them up or you buy them? Look at my dog. He's laying down. I saw your bicycle up there. Yeah. River's pretty low today. Gotta love this summer weather. So this, anybody who cares, this is the Lehigh River. It's right above Whitehaven. It's in the northeast Pennsylvania, the Poconos. It's considered a class 2 whitewater run. You can see a little bit of a gradient there and a little bit of rapids. This isn't the section I go down. This is above the section I go down. Matter of fact, this section is rarely run. Oh, there goes my dog laying down again. At least he's cool, right? At least he's not hot. I checked the water temperature the other day. It was 68. So that's still pretty chilly. So at least this one isn't hot. The Lehigh River, folks. Whitehaven, Pennsylvania. Northeast Pennsylvania. The Pocono Mountains. It's probably around 3 o'clock Eastern Daylight, Eastern Time. It was hot as all heck, but today's like the first reasonable day we had in a while. Talking to some of my subscribers, haven't live streamed down here in a long time. Just trying to tell stories and in a good mood and putting out the good word, the good vibes. Willing to chat with anybody who feels like chatting. Came across this young man here fishing. I saw his bicycle up there. I figured there was a person down here fishing. And there he goes, young man fishing. Doo, doo, doo. And there's my dog. Whoa, that was a close call. Young man almost fell in. Doo, 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 doo. My dog wants to go over and say hi, but I won't let him. Watch, he'll lay down. Make a liar out of me, son. So, at best, this is cool scenery, right? You don't get to see this every day. Please don't drip on the young man's stuff, son. Don't drip on the young man's stuff. I'm gonna go back, mister? Come on, let's go back. Come on, son. Let's go back, son. My dog never listens to me. He does the opposite of what I ask him to do. Doesn't very... Caesar Milan couldn't help me. My dog just does what he wants. So, even though I tell him I want to leave, he looks at me like I'm crazy. I wouldn't want to leave neither. This is a pretty cool spot to chill, right? Especially if you're a big furry dog and you gotta wear a coat. We're kind of in the shade here. Shade. Shady. That's me. Stale Shady. So, you guys want to see my tattoo? Show you my tattoo. Now, this isn't meant for you guys. This is just my tattoo. Ready? Ta-da! F you! Bust. That kind of has to do with that your last statement of how I got my heart broke. That's to her. Not really, though. I got that before that person came into my life. That's when I had a bad attitude and used to listen to Eminem all the time. But I'm trying to improve my attitude now. Trying to not go around with such an FU type of attitude. All right, son, let's go back, mister. Come on. Daddy wants to go back, son. Come on. Good boy, let's go. Up the hill, mister. There you go. Untangle you. Okay, mister? Come on, let's go. Up the hill. There we go. See, he listens to me sometimes. Not often, but sometimes he listens to me. Do 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 do. Trying to get back into my normal routine. I used to do this every day, but a couple things came up. It's been hot as all heck, and well, I can make excuses up all day, but listen, I'm back into it now. Trying to do walking the dog down the woods thing and chat with you all. See what's going on in your life instead of talking about my boring life. Ah, okay. We will continue on. Nope, that's the low road, son. Maybe we'll sit down somewhere. If I could find a place to sit down. This is all fern. Anybody that likes flowers and plants. This is all fern. We're walking in between. Oh boy, maybe, nah, I was gonna sit on that log, but it doesn't look very comfortable. So, feels good to be back into the live stream, just doing nothing. I made some firecrackers. That was interesting. A lot of people like to see how big they can make their firecrackers. I like trying to make them small because I use this stuff called flash powder, and it's very powerful. Just a 1/4 gram would be enough to blow your hand off. Maybe not your whole hand, but it would take a couple fingers off. So I used to like to make my firecrackers big, and now I'm making them slightly smaller. So I had an idea. I was gonna build a house of cards and stick one of my firecrackers on. I was gonna. All right, listen to my idea. I'm gonna make. This is gonna be one of my shorts. My dog's sitting down. What do you think of my idea here, you guys? I'm gonna get one of my firecrackers. First, I'm gonna drill a hole in a board, and I'm gonna stick one of the fuses, about the size of an M, smaller than an M80, a little smaller than an M80. I'm gonna drill a hole in a board, and I'm gonna stick the fuse of the M80 through the hole. But I'm gonna put the board like up on sawhorses, and then I'm gonna build a card house over the M80, and I'm gonna make it like a double-decker house or a triple-decker house. I'm gonna use like a whole deck of cards, and then I'm gonna light the fuse and blow the cards to smithereens. That would be a cool short upload, don't you think? I'll put the fuse right through the plywood up on the sawhorse. So when I go to light the fuse, all I got to do is duck under the plywood, light the fuse after I built my little house of cards, and blow it to smithereens. That's going to be a great short. Guarantee nobody ever thought of that one yet. That's original. And I'll make a remark like, "Don't mess with me or I'll bring your whole house of cards down. I'll blow your house up." And then I'll light the fuse and I'll blow the house of cards up. Come on, you guys. That would be a good video. There's some likes. Yay. Yay. I'm getting likes. Thank you, you guys. That's creative now. That is, all I do is, I'm trying to think of ideas for you guys. Why don't you guys give me some ideas? Oh, there's this bug crawling up my leg. That's a stink beetle, I think. I'll just let it stay there. It kind of feels good. Stink beetle crawling up my leg. I'm starting to name these bugs, especially all the ones in my house. I got a ton of ants walking around. When the ants go marching on and on to die. There's the bug crawling up my leg. Too big to be a tick. That's a stink beetle. There's my dog, Roni. Roni the dog. You guys. Haven't been down here in a while. There's the Lehigh River. Oh, he's laying down. Very good. Very good. Oh, that's funny. Mopoke think that's funny. Bust likes that. It's giving me smile emojis. There's the bug. It's going to make it crawling up toward my private parts, this bug is. I'll knock it off my leg before it gets up that high. I'll knock the bug off my leg before I let it get up that high. I don't want that bug crawling around my junk, you know what I'm saying? I'll get a close-up of it. Now that's loving Mother Nature. I'm not even swatting the sucker. If it was a mosquito, I'm like, oh, it just took off. The bugs don't even like me. It's split. See, it's gone. I thought I was going to have a new friend there for a minute. So, Roni is tired. My subscriber, you guys see him, is Mopoke, thinks my dog is tired. He's tired of me rambling on, talking about nonsensical stuff. You guys, what's up, man? Give me something to talk about. I'm coming up with this idea. I'm going to build a house of cards and blow it up with an M80. How about I'll blow different stuff up, like maybe like a paint can. I'll stick an M80 under a paint can. And we'll blow a paint can up. I'll have to find an empty paint can. What else would be interesting? I don't know. I'm always trying to think of something though. Something different and entertaining for you guys. I try to do this for all you guys. I'm always trying to think of something. But I'm running out of ideas. At least I'm in a good mood today. A great mood. Today is Thursday, right? Today is Thursday. So, Saturday, I'm going to go down this river. I already said that, but I'm going to say it again. And I'm going to put on about a half mile downstream from here, and I'm going to paddle down to a place called Rockport. Do you know who doesn't like when I paddle? When I go out all day, you know who's really disappointed? This one. But you should see the look on his face when I come home after being out all day. It makes up for it. He's so happy. He hears the car pulling up. He knows the sound of my car. And then I'll say his name. I'll go, Roni. That's his name, Roni. I'll say, Roni. And he's so happy, his tail's wagging, and the dog's so happy, his whole body wags. It's so cute. I love seeing happy animals, and his ears go back. He's so happy when I get home. I uploaded a cool short of him today. As soon as I get out of bed, dog sleeps in bed with me, by the way. I leave him in the bed. I sneak out of the bed, and I go into my living room, and I prepare my coffee, and I just look around the living room real quick and straighten up real quick, because usually I left it a mess from the night before. And then I get his harness and I wiggle it. See that black thing on him? That harness thing? And I wiggle the harness, and that's when he comes running down the hallway. And again, he's very happy. Very happy, because he knows he's going out. And I'll usually walk him around the lake that's near my house. I'll walk him around the lake. So that's another happy time, the dog and I. The dog, Roni, the dog. Oh, he's getting back up. Let's go back toward the car, son. My son, Roni. That's my son, Roni. Itchy, itchy. So, I have another idea. I got another idea. This would be a cool short. I'm going to call it like, you shouldn't smoke cigarettes. That's what I'm going to call the short. and I'm going to sprinkle some of my gunpowder in an ashtray. And I'll use my black powder since it'll mix in with the ashes pretty good. I'll only sprinkle a little bit. And I'll wait till one of my friends come over and they ask for an ashtray. And when they go to put their cigarette out, the black powder will flash up. Now that will be a great video. I'll only put a little bit of black powder and I won't burn my friend. And I'll name the video "Quit Smoking." I used to do that to my sisters. I used to bust open firecrackers and sprinkle the powder that was in firecrackers in the ashtray. And I used to get my sisters like that. I have 2 older sisters. One of them quit smoking. Maybe that's one of the reasons why she quit. Because her little brother would sprinkle gunpowder in the ashtray. When she went to put out her cigarette, the whole ashtray would flare up. So there's another good idea I'll do for you guys. So now I'm going to blow a house of cards up and freak my friend out when they smoke cigarettes at my house. I'll sprinkle some of my black powder in the ashtray. There. Right then and there, I just thought of 2 good ideas. So, speaking about cards, I was watching this guy who does these awesome card tricks. I'm going to memorize them tricks. I always liked magic. I got to duck under a tree. Under a tree. See, that's the tree I just ducked under. And I thought magicians were so amazing. But when you find out how they do the trick, it's not that impressive anymore. But if they don't tell you how they did their tricks, they're like gods. It's like, how did you do that? But when they tell you how they did the trick, then it's not as fun anymore. I used to like to learn card tricks when I was at summer camp. You know, the summer camp where you have a celly. I learned how to do Rubik's Cube there, and I learned a lot of card tricks. I worked in the kitchen. Used to have to wear whites. Everybody else had to wear khakis, but I got to wear whites. Should I be saying this? After all, it was summer camp. You know, you wear khakis at summer camp. And if you work in the kitchen, you wear whites at summer camp. And your roommate's called a celly. You know, summer camp. But it's only for, this time, it's not just summer. It's for a couple of years. And you have to eat lousy food. And you don't get to see your family. And you don't get laid. And in the middle of the night, they come and move you to another summer camp. It's like 300 miles away. And you get to wear bracelets and ankle bracelets you get to wear. And they put you on this bus and they ship you out to another summer camp. And you got to say goodbye to all the people you become acquainted with. But then you get to meet new people. And they, trust me, they welcome you. They love newbies. It's like the Shawshank Redemption. Nah, it wasn't that bad. And you get to know the counselors. They have 2-way radios. And you got to stand up and get counted a couple times a day. You know, summer camp. When your mom sends you to summer camp, you know what I'm saying? And when the judge, your mom, hopefully you got a good mom, and you won't have to stay too long. Maybe your visitors will bring you a cake with a saw blade in it. I'm only joking here. Only joking. Yeah. Listen, I'm trying to entertain you guys, man. Gotta have something to entertain you with. All my stories are true. Every story I tell you is true. I'm trying to earn a reputation of not even exaggerating. Maybe that's why people think I'm such a nice guy, because I'm trying to turn over a new leaf, because I was such an SOB my entire life. I never hurt anybody. Let's get that out of the way. Never hurt anybody. Just hustling, that's all. Trying to make an extra dollar. Nothing wrong with that. And I'm not sad. I'm not blaming anybody. It's my fault. It's the reason why things happen. You can't blame somebody. Can't say, oh, well, that dude dined me out. Well, if you weren't doing bad things in the first place. That's what my mom used to tell me. I used to say, man, if that person just didn't rat me out, none of this would have happened. And my mother would say, Richard, you did it to yourself. And she was right. She was right all along. So, oh well, enough of that. There's Roni the dog. Roni. There he goes. Roni the dog. Now I can't go to summer camp anymore because I got a dog to take care of. So I really got to walk a straight line. That's why I'm turning over a new leaf. Turning over a new leaf. I'm learning the words excuse me and please. Now I'm trying to bargain my way up to the pearly gates with the almighty powerful one. And I'm trying to be super, super nice to make up for all the super, super rotten things I did growing up. So I volunteer to clean up my lake every day. I pick up all the cigarette butts and the goose poopy, and I'm learning words like excuse me and please and how you doing and God bless you and turning over a new leaf. That's what I'm doing. Some of them people in there, I would bitch. I would say things like, man, this place sucks. I'm going to be here for a couple of years. And they would say like, quit whining. You came in here short. How would you like to be in my shoes? I'm going to be in here 10 years. And I would say, well, you got a point. I guess 2 years is short. And you never whine. You never do your whole thing anyway. You get out early. So, back in the sun. Windy. Can you guys hear the wind? Alright, Richard's going to roll. I was just going to live stream, try to get back into my routine with you guys. I wouldn't say that I'm going to do this a certain time every day, but I'm going to try to get back into a normal routine. One thing I can say though is I always like to do a live stream on right before I go to bed, and I take the dog out that one last time. Usually between 11 and 11:30 my time. And I walk the dog around the lake. That's pretty much a give me. All right, mister, come on, we're rolling. You get up. You're going to get back up in the front seat, and we're out of here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a house of cards, and I'm going to get my friends to quit smoking by sprinkling black powder into the ashtray. That'd be a fun prank. All right, Richard's hanging up. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. See you, Bust.